welcome once again to WeAwake, our I Awake group meditation. And we've been doing this for some years now, and people seem to like it, so that's why we keep doing it. People say it helps. So what we do is we go through, our library of many of the tracks and tools that we've created over the years, and we try to pick out ones that we haven't used recently. So today we're doing one's called Profound Renewal. Okay, and this is a brief 16-minute meditation. And it's created by our colleague and dear friend, I count him a dear friend, Joe or Joseph Ko from the UK. And he is truly an amazing man, a deep soul, an old soul, and he's a master hypnotist, and that's some kind of license that you have to get, you can get in England, merry old England, and he's that. So he's also a Shakespearean actor, and he has a great, beautiful, transitory voice. And so he takes us into these places, these meditative places. And in addition to that, he creates these very powerful entrainment tracks. So this particular track, it's track 1, Profound Renewal, 16 minutes, and it takes us into alpha, theta, and gamma. So alpha and theta are two, kind of, more traditional meditation brain waves, and gamma is really fast. And they first started seeing a lot of gamma when they were doing tests on the brains of meditating Tibetan monks, and they were doing particular compassion meditations, and they started seeing this kind of brainwave they weren't expecting. So people became very interested in gamma. And also it helps one be alert. Apparently it helps us process lots of information quickly, which is really good since we are bombarded with lots of stuff in our times. So yeah, so this is a guided meditation with Joe Kale, and he's going to just try to help us wake up and be alert, and give us a psychological, spiritual cup of Joe, you might say. It's pretty good. I like that. So shall we go?
Welcome to Profound Renewal. Listening through headphones with this voice in your left ear and this voice in your right. Now, allow yourself to take this time to settle back and settle down inside, with eyes closed and body still. Breathing smoothly, easily, and naturally. Each in-breath, each out-breath, smooth and deep, deep and smooth. No need to try, no need to try not to try. Okay to be, okay to simply allow yourself the unique to be experience here of now. giving yourself a beautiful gift of this time to be. Drifting inside, drifting, relaxing sensations, relaxing, feeling good, feeling, comfortably sighing, comfortably, deeper rest.
Okay, well, thank you, Joe. And uh, yeah, that's a bit of a difference, and that's called profound uh, renewal. And it's if you want to add to your library to add this energy to your practice. Yeah, there's three parts, and that was the first one that we did. So last time I was in Europe, I went to a conference in Hungary, and coming back, I stopped in London, and it was right during the Queen's 50th diamond anniversary of being the Queen of England, and I was in right downtown London, and so there was there's no cabs that could go anywhere. So anyway, somehow I got to downtown. I had a backpack and a rolly thing and a guitar going through downtown London with all this celebration going on. And these people, they really love their queen, and yeah, she grew on me. I heard a talk that she did when COVID was hitting Britain, and it was so beautiful, bringing the country together and talking about things that connected them rather than divide them, which was going on in our country at that time. But anyway, at that time, that's when I met Joe in person for the first time, and I went to the Globe Theater, which is a recreation of the Globe Theater that Shakespeare uh, presented his plays in. And it was right near where the original one was. Anyway, it's very beautiful going with this Shakespearean actor, deep man. And then we went and sat on a bench by the Thames and recited poetry to each other. So, yeah. So I guess what comes to me is that it's never too late to just deepen your appreciation and your love of life. And I have started reading Shakespeare, and because I missed that part of high school education. I mean, I think it's what I dropped out of school very early and went to the School of Hard Knocks, but eventually I got back and went to the university and grad school and all that stuff. But yeah, so it's fascinating, and yeah, sometimes when we get numbed out, or we get sad, or the yoke of our times is upon us. And that's Shakespeare also. We forget that who and what we truly are, and the great wonder that we can hold in that, and how we can journey in the past and journey in the future and journey through experiences of others, and others becomes ourselves, and there is no separation. So anyway, that's kind of what that stirred up for me. And so we are moving into very interesting times on our planet and our species. So I think it's inherent on us to show up, be present, and wake up and do what we can to become a vehicle or a channel of our true and ever-present nature that sometimes we forget about because of this cocoon that is our individual ego self. I don't think it's not true. It's true. It's there, but it is not the ultimate, and it is a vehicle to take us to the next iterations of ourselves. And according to A.H. Almas, if you guys have heard of the podcast that Roger Walsh and I do called Deep Transformation, we've been doing a series of conversations called the Wisdom Series with A.H. Almas, who's one of the great sages of our time and perhaps all times. And he talks about this journey of waking up in enlightenment. It never ends. It just keeps realization after realization after realization. And there's almost infinite, not almost, there's infinite types of realizations of deep, true nature. So sometimes we get stuck in our particular tradition and transmission that, there's just one thing. And then, once you're there, you've arrived at the mountaintop and you can just hang out there. Well, not so. And there are many types of those realizations, and not only getting to the mountaintop, but coming back down the mountain into life, into the regular, normal simplicity of being, at the same time having the realization of the light shine through you. And therein lies the human condition of the spiritual journey of being the individual self, and at the same time totally connected, something much greater than ourselves. And when we get into trouble is when we lose track of that, and we think it's just we're alone, we're isolated, it's just about us, our little self, and forget the deep connection. And one of the things that happens in those deep connections, and I'll shut up after this, is that not only is a realization of true nature, but it's a realization of love. That is part of our true nature. Our true nature is not just a black hole of existential darkness and nothingness. Au contraire, mon ami. It's a very, very mysterious and beautiful place. And listen to the podcast. Roger and I are like, we're supposed to do 12 of these podcasts, and I think it's going to take 12 lifetimes to get through it all. But it's been pushing me, and I'm deeply grateful for that, and grateful for all of you listening to us. So God bless, and fill you with the joy and the love and the energy and the healing that you need, so that you can be there for all of us in a good way. Aho.